Wholeness, everyone. Welcome to Runes of Silvertree. This is Silvertree here. This is the first official rune reading of the season of the Red Serpent. This is season 3, episode 1. I am truly excited to have the ability and the space and time and energy to do this reading for you. So, just before we get deeper into this and we get started, just a couple disclaimers. I apologize for the sunlight here. We're still in the middle of getting new furniture and everything, but this is my official altar table that I've had that we built together for the past few months. And so I just wanted to make sure that the background of my readings was similar and familiar to what you're used to if you're tuning in, and you have been tuning in. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Yes, wow, this is the third year of doing this, or third season rather, and I have to say, according to numerology, this is the year where I'm in my year 9. And 9 is the number of completion. It's the endings. It is the death. It's part of the life cycle. And I will be, for the year 2023, will be entering into my personal year of 1. 1 is the foundation, right? So we have that 9 energy to 1 energy. So the ending to a beginning, the death to life energy, okay? And that's a huge shift. And I will have to say personally, it's been quite a bit of a challenge to stay on top of these readings, because there's been a lot of endings, a lot of beginnings, a lot of endings and beginnings this year, 2022. So, with that said, I'm really excited. I always get really excited with the red energy, or the red serpent energy for the fall and the winter. Why? Because it's actually the season of my arrival into this realm, into this space, into this world, and into this culture, into identity, into who I am, into this persona. So I always get really excited for October, November, December. I have so much in store for you. I'm already making tons of plans and projects for the following year, because again, that 1 energy is very strong. That 1 energy is very ambitious. But before we move on into the new year of the 2023, into that 5 energy, that's the energy of the human collective, that 5 energy, it's a lot going on next year for sure. We're leaving the 2022, a very, I would say, the 2022, that's 6 energy, right? It's very feminine, a lot softer, a lot calmer, less chaotic, okay? But that 5 energy is all about movement. It's all about alchemy. It's all about things shifting and change, okay? So for the human collective, we're in the energy of 6, and with this 6 energy, and this is strictly going off of the Gregorian calendar, okay? The Gregorian cycle and seasons, right? We have to let go of that serpent skin. And I've mentioned this in previous readings before, where, that serpent skin is very transformative energy, okay? And so for this month, starting out, let's just hop right into it. And usually I know what I'm going to say, or I know Source gives me insight on the topic at hand, but I'm just going to allow this reading to be very in flow, and we shall see where we go. All right, so let me get this mixed up here. I'm sorry about that. And again, I apologize for this daylight, that ray of beautiful sunshine. before I open this up and I display our first reading for the Red Serpent season, on my table, I have a few things. I have this beautiful piece, okay? I believe you can see it. And it is a mixture of quartz, red, jasper, and then a couple of other mystery crystals that I haven't quite yet discovered. But there's a few mixtures of beautiful, very powerful energy. When I first came across this piece, it was in a crystal shop, it was in a metaphysical shop, and the Red Serpent in me was just, she was dancing, like her tail was moving so fast, so quickly. And the thing is about the Red Serpent energy and the Red Serpent medicine, it's very intimidating for me because it deals with the shadow aspects of our consciousness, right? October, November, December is winter time. It's that seasonal time where we go inward, where we stay at home and we're creating that warmth, that fire energy. The Red Serpent represents the element of fire, okay? And so this piece I will be studying for the next several sessions. Usually I don't like to keep a lot of things on the table on my altar when I'm reading because it's very overstimulating. I like to keep things incredibly simple and minimalistic, but given that this is the first reading of the season, I just wanted to share what I'll be studying. And then yesterday I went on a hike, a beautiful hike, and I discovered my partner and I, we came across 2 deers, and yesterday was the last day of the wild deer season, okay? And for me anyway, for my personal cycle, and 2 deers crossed our paths, and it was such a beautiful moment and so significant because it was the last day, September 30th. And so I came across these berries as well on our hike, and I just grabbed a couple of them. These, I believe, are called winter berries. They're edible to some animals, and they're completely toxic for human beings, okay? Given that I believe they cause hallucinations and they cause severe stomach aches. So again, I remember being really young and going outside to play, and my parents or whoever was watching us, they'd say, "Hey, B, don't eat these berries. These berries are poisonous. Don't eat them. Don't eat them. You'll get very sick." And so I remember when I was a kid, I pulled one, and I didn't put it in my mouth, but I squeezed it, and then I took it and the juice, and I put it on my tongue, and it was so bitter, so bitter. But again, what was interesting is that when I looked up the definition of what these are, like, they're toxic to some and healing and nutritious for others. So we have to stay mindful that there are some things that are good for us to digest, and there are other things that could kill us, okay? That could kill our spirit, kill our mind, affect us in a very negative way, right? And another thing about eating and digestion with the Red Serpent energy, if you can think of a serpent and eating and their eating habits, they eat very, very slow, and they're very, very, very picky. They're hunters, right? They're predators, and they take their time before they attack their prey, right? And so again, when they do consume their food, their prey, it's very slow. It's a very slow process digesting that energy that will become part of them, right? So that's another thing about food this season is being very heartful and very mindful of what you're digesting, not just as far as like physical food, but what you're digesting in your spirit, what you're digesting in your inner, that will become your inner thoughts, your subconscious mind, okay? So again, just as a slight warning, because I just felt so pulled to pull these beautiful berries, not everything is good for you, okay? And most things, not everything is meant for you, okay? So just be mindful of that. And last but not least, I have this pretty red jasper crystal that I think will just be part of my little pocket crystal, you know. And I just think, I know my favorite part of this crystal is not this part, but how it's broken and exposed here. You can see that. Like there's multiple layers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm really in that sunlight. Okay. I tried to close the blinds, but anyway, but I just love like the exposed layer of the jasper crystal. Okay, so I'm gonna move it up just slightly. Okay, try to bide some time, and there we go. All right, so here we go. So let's open up and see what the message is for today. Okay. And usually before I open up the jar, I close my eyes before that, and I just kind of let it go. I don't even like to look at what's coming, but this is what I see. So far, let's just count how many pieces we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 pieces. 11 is a divine number. We have the 1, 1, the pair, ultimate balance. Okay, it's a very significant, very spiritual number. You know, in the New Age community, you know, the whole like 1111 thing, right? It's a gateway, if you will. It's a portal. Depending on how you choose to view it. But we have 11 pieces. I'm just double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, and again, this beautiful wooden piece here is the womb of all creation. It is the womb of all pure potentiality. So nothing that I share here is should be taken as just one solid truth. This is just an interpretation of energy and of potential. That is all, okay? All right, so at the very center of the womb of all creation, we have frequency. We have the rune of frequency here, okay? All right, and there's 7 energies there in this rune. And that's at the very, very center. So there is a frequency shift and change right now, starting today. The month of October will be a very interesting one. I also have been laying out my the seasons and the calendars. I make my own calendars by hand. And I've noticed that the new moon and full moon have switched. So the new moon will be at the later months of this year and of next year, and the full moons will be at the very beginning of next year. That's already very offsetting and kind of off-putting. That's like a flip of energies, because usually at the beginning of the month you have the new moon, at the end of the month you have the full moon, you have the end of the month, right? The end, and you releasing energy. But next year, starting off this month and continuing next year, at the beginning of next year, during wild boar season for sure, the new moon and full moon energies that take place between January and March will definitely be very flipped. So focus in on frequency, okay? Next, let's see. So we only have 1, 2, 3 runes facing upward, meaning what's already being felt, what's already in the collective space, right? What everyone is kind of experiencing. We have the rune of chaos, the rune of alchemy, right? We have a lot of things, a lot of energy happening because it's a new month, okay? I'm not shocked, I'm not surprised, I'm not worried about that. It's a new month, new intentions, newness. Like the seasons have changed. We're now entering into the beginning of autumn, of fall, okay? Then we also have the alchemy, the man here. I like to call the man, or if you look closer, you can see here the path, okay? You see a pathway. You see 3 pathways leading to a destination, okay? But if you look at it from afar, it looks like a man, all right? Looks like a human. This is the human, okay? So I'll just put that right there. All right, so again, and just a slight review. So runes that are facing upward, they're constant present energies happening right now, okay? And whatever that now means. So if you're watching this video from 2 weeks from now, that's it's a match. Okay, I don't stick, too much on dates, specific dates or times. I just don't. Okay. All right, so let's see, the ones that are right side up, we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 right side ups. Let's take a look here, what's closest to the center. All right, we have the serpent energy. Okay, this is serpent energy. It was facing away like that. So again, it's that snake. She's rising her head. She's rising her head. She's becoming more present. Okay, it's the very beginning. Okay, that frequency shift. And then the next one right behind the red serpent, we have, now this could be the fire rune or water rune. Okay, and now we're in the season of fire, the element of fire. So we're studying the element of fire. What does that mean? It's very, very important for the fall and winter, right? Because without warmth, in some places in the world, we would die, right? So it's about being balanced. And too much fire, we have burning, things burn down. It becomes destructive. So fire is an incredibly powerful element. All elements are important in their own right, but that element of fire is by far very, very potent. And the fact that these two are right side up, one next to the other, it's very like that serpent is raising up. Okay, that energy, that kundalini, right? That kundalini energy is like becoming ignited. There's something that's igniting. And then we have, again, that 11 energy, right? So that's that open portal. No matter how you look at it, you can see the number 11 there. And you see the full moon and new moon, okay? There's a doorway. There's a doorway right there, okay? So it's very, very just congruent with what we're talking about. Right, so we covered those, and then the third type of rune that usually pops up on the board are the ones that are face down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 meaning that star, right? The pentagram. We have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, okay? See that? Right, so that 5 energy is chaotic, okay? It's movement, energies that are moving in secret or that are unknown to the human collective. And everything that's happening in the human collective, we experience individually and independently. And we get lost in the illusion of separation. We think that what we're experiencing, no one else can experience, or is experiencing, or has ever experienced. So again, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a lot of energy moving about right now, and that could just be the weather, right? It could just be seasonal shifts. It could just be the sun, the movement of the sun, the movement of the planets, our planet. Okay, we're all, wearing more layers of clothes, right? Again, that extra skin, okay, to stay warm, to keep that fire going. So let's take a look. I'm going to start off here. All right, so we have the cup. We have the cup. The cup can be symbolic of fulfillment, okay? Fulfillment or an emptying of a cup. So a lot of emotions are being poured out at this time, because with every new season, with every quarter of the Gregorian calendar, okay, it's an emptying and filling a cup. So people, listen, okay, with each changing season in your life, in your own personal cycle, okay, it's important to have those moments where you dedicate spaces and places in your life where you're filling your cup and emptying your cup. If you leave your cup unfulfilled or unfilled for long periods of time, that causes depletion energetically. If your cup's too full and is overflowing constantly, overflowing, you don't have that, you have too much going on. Okay, you're too chaotic, you're too confused, there's a lack of focus, your emotions, because again, that cup is water, right? It holds liquid form. So your emotions overspill onto other people and it can affect other people. So again, pay attention to how you're emptying your cup and how you're filling your cup. Okay? That's one thing that's happening, okay, under that's not known yet. Let's pick up the second one, okay? Again, this is broken cycle, new path. Broken cycle, new path. Now, what I'm getting right now is actually a block. Like there's a cycle going on, but then there's like a huge distraction. It's almost like, okay, the image I'm getting right now is like a new highway. Like you have this beautiful garden, right? And you're tending to that garden, you're eating from that garden, you're sharing the abundance from that garden. But then one day, hands come in and they slap down a whole new highway. Now what do? Do you fight it or do you adapt? Do you fight it or do you adapt? It's an open-ended question. Third one, Serpent's eye. Oh, the serpent eye. The serpent eye has always made me feel slightly uncomfortable because it's very hypnotic when you have just one eye looking at you, not two. One eye meaning one eye open, one eye shut. And it could be very secretive type of energy. Like someone is either looking at you or you're looking into something that you shouldn't be looking into. There's a lot in here, and the serpent's eye. It could be very, very, again, like I said, hypnotic, and just really, I don't know. I'm not getting a good vibe from this. It's like people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I'm getting someone standing in a closet, and they have the door open a little bit, and that one eye peering out. And like light is hitting that eye, and they're like, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting someone seeing a truth that either they're not ready to see or they shouldn't be seeing it. Okay, this is a reading for the human collective, all right? And so, yeah, it's like secrets becoming known. And I know like there's a lot of buzz online regarding to fidelity and celebrities and all that other stuff. So information that really don't serve you or us coming to light, it's not helping anyone to know that that's going on, right? Or something like it's none of our business, but we're being made to look at things that should be behind closed doors. That's what I'm getting. Our fourth one here. Okay, so we have, I don't know, the why. Why? Or we have a headless man. Why? Unanswered questions I'm getting. It's not very stable, this energy. It's 3. It's like I'm not quite sure what this means. I'm getting laughter, like insanity. So I might look at it this way, something headless. But I feel really pulled to like 3 energies going into the center. It's unstable energy. Okay. And last but not least, let's see what we have here for one of our unknown, the 5th. Oh, look at that. We have the H. We have the H. Okay. I see a deal being made. I just heard partnerships are broken. And depending on how you read this, there's 2 open-ended spaces here, okay? So I also see energies where it's like people are they're together, but they're looking in 2 opposite directions. Like they're sitting back to back. This is the vision or the visual I'm getting, the image. They're sitting back to back and they're looking at in 2 different They're sitting, their backs are touching, and they're sitting down on the floor, and each one's looking in the opposite direction. So they're together, which actually is a strength, like a type of strength. Because again, when you're alone, you can only see where your head is turned, where your eyes are turned. But when you have a partner, when you have support and someone's got your back, meaning that they're able to see things that you can't see. So again, maybe this is more of a drive to that serpent's eye. It's like, don't get so lost in being independent and on your own all the time. Like maybe this is, I'm hearing watch your back. So watch your back, right? We need to watch ourselves. Watch our back and ask ourselves why. Maybe ask ourselves questions. Okay? On who's watching our back. Right? It's I don't know, it's a slightly, I'm getting like paranoia a little bit, like fear too in the collective I'm feeling. Okay. So that's the reading for our first reading for season 3 of the Red Serpent. I feel so happy and grateful that all of you have tuned in to watch, and may you receive what you needed from this reading. Thank you so much, and remember to expand your consciousness, evolve your human being, and embrace supreme loving guidance, okay? Also, please stay tuned to the videos I post as well, where I just give Wednesday spiritual talks on, interesting topics I find that are, personally interesting to me, and and I hope that, that you tune in. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care.